Now presenting Mr. Mike Coyne, Governor's Hurricane Conference Board member representing the National Weather Service.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our next award is the Tropical Meteorology Award. It's presented to an individual or organization that has made outstanding or substantial contributions to the advancement and knowledge, application, or understanding of the hurricane forecasting and warning process in the state of Florida. Since 2004, Mr. Mike Boylan has been educating people about trends, model runs, and everything else tropical weather related through his website. He does not forecast, but his dedication and contributions to the citizens of Florida and providing tropical weather information in layman's terms, helping to explain what the forecast trends mean and how to follow all the extensive maps, charts, and graphs located on his website, Mike's Weather Page, aka SpaghettiModels.com. The 2021 Tropical Meteorology Award goes to Mike Boylan of Mike's Weather Page.
Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation. Well, there'll always be some haters. They don't understand. Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. We're gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning to you. It's Wednesday. It's Louie's Day. We started out the week with Louie. A little longer was yesterday. Today it's your day, buddy. That's what we did. We alternate dogs. So here's your 15 seconds of fame. Like mine, 15 minutes. All right, let's talk weather and anything else we want to talk about. So how's everybody doing? You hot? You tired of summer yet? No more heated post. So yeah, man, people are a little feisty out there the last couple of days. It might be the heat. We'll give it the heat. The heat is got everybody's tempers a little hot. But hey, what's up, Bobby? You made it. What's cooking? The first wave juicing things up for the second wave. Brittany, 84 degrees in Baton Rouge already. Holy cow. I'd like some good Cajun food, though, this morning. Mikey Wheeler, hello. Arkansas. Got a lot of friends in Arkansas. Morning, Ms. Barb Smith. Anchored in Grenada. Full moon sailing. Holy cow. Not even sure where that's at. Louis could talk weather. He's tired of weather. Louis represents the tropics right now. he's sleeping. Oh, so we got a brew crew over there. What's up, brew crew? We got almost 70 in there. Our diehards. Good to see you. We're streaming live on X, of course, YouTube, and Facebook. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. We'll say hello for a few minutes. We'll get right into things. Things are quiet if you need the nitty-gritty. Bottom line, there's not a lot to worry about. We're going to go dive deep into the future. talk about the weekend, talk about the rain. Oh, Candy says give you a scratch. There you go. Candy says he likes it behind the ears. Chris from New Hampshire. Awesome. Barbados, Raymond Harris. How's it going? One day I'd love to get to Barbados. Barbados is the first island before the Caribbean. Right around that 60-degree mark. Cowboy Mike, what's up? Cowboy. William Strunk from Hope Sound, back from Sanibel. How's it look, Sanibel? Gus, hey, good morning. Yeah, I'll be on Fox today. I think 12:45 on Fox Weather. Not sure what we're talking about yet, but we'll be on Fox today, so tune in there. Phyllis, good morning from Beaufort, South Carolina. What's cooking out there? Good morning, Charlene. Morning. Nope. Still, that's so weird, Shelly. I don't know what's up with that. Crazy. Morning, Mr. Bob. Morning, Miss Sherry. Claremont. Got family up at Claremont. We drive through there quite a bit. It's going to Orlando. The road has changed a lot. State Road 50. Matt Jackson. Yeah, I got that comment, Shelly. It's a good one, probably. You know, Pinellas County is going to have me talk about the alerts and you know, what we need to do and how to take them seriously, and that's why I stayed out of the tsunami one. I don't know enough about tsunamis to constantly update. South of Barbados. There you go, Grenada. Thank you for my geography lesson for the day. So who else we got? Cowboy says the Tropics has been quiet. Yes, they are very quiet, for sure. And most everybody likes that. Go play with your brother. We might do a Longo sighting here in a little bit. They're kind of feisty today. You might hear a little barking. More Mary Kling, good morning. Morning. Hot in Mayo, Florida. Mayonnaise. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits would like to give them a big thanks. They're sponsors here, obviously, of our Daily Brew now. Going on 7 years. Can't wait for our commercial to be shown soon. We have our big debut of her little Hunter, the Spaghetti Model IPA, hitting the shelves here at the end of August, early September here. So that'll be awesome. Our second year producing Spaghetti Model IPA, thanks to our good friends at TVBC. We got a cool picture of Hunter on there. Nice little, I don't know what you call it. Not really a poem. What do you call it when you kind of like have a nice saying about something? So got that on the side. Got a cool plane. Got one of the Hurricane Hunters on there. So that's pretty cool. So we'll be doing that, obviously, at all the ABC Fine Wine and Spirits across the state, doing a special meet and greet. So stay tuned for that. For sure, it is the most coolest can on the planet. Hey, I wanted to point this out. This is for Florida. So Florida has permanently, hey, told you, you're going to hear some barking. Florida has permanently eliminated sales tax on disaster preparedness supplies, okay? And this includes portable generators. So our good friends at Furman Power Equipment, if you want to go to Lowe's or Costco and have a special discount there, you know, military at Lowe's, then you'll save even more money without sales tax. And this is permanently starting August 1st, a couple days from now. So batteries, awesome. Insect repellent. Believe it or not, let me tell you about insect repellent. So I went down there to Pine Island after Ian, and the mosquitoes were like birds. And the locals told me that they have mosquito control daily. And because of the hurricane, they did not have mosquito control. And the mosquitoes came out. And they were everywhere. And they were biting my leg. Like, it was awful. So imagine if you stayed and you had to open your windows because you don't have power and you don't have screens. These mosquitoes come inside. So that's one side effect that I never thought about with hurricanes, is the mosquitoes and bugs that come after the storm. So that's part of it. Portable gas cans, hopefully not the ones with the little green thing. Whoever came up with that green safety latch on the gas cans? Phil and I bought 2 of those when we went storm chasing. I think we went storm chasing Delta back in 2020. We bought 2 5-gallon cans at Walmart, filled it up, attempted to use it, and ended up spilling the damn thing. 2 gallons of the 5 had to spill out. We just left the other can to somebody at the gas station. We're like, here, you take it. We can't figure this out. So I've hung on to some old gas cans that I will not get rid of because they have the old top on them. Anyway. So, anyway, mosquitoes. Yeah, the dogs love their little banana bed, Doug. They were terrible, Karen. I'm telling you. Couldn't believe it. They were unbelievable. So, Matt, that would be awesome. Bringing back the old gas cans. Mary Carol, good morning. That's not, Erica. It can't be the full list. I'm sure. So FloridaDisaster.org/kit. That probably there's got to be more sunscreen. Hey, sunscreen. Some of this stuff you're going to use daily, which is awesome. Waterproof tarps. But anyway, I want to pass that out. So if you're thinking about Furman, there you go. Two days. I don't know how long the gas stays good in a can. Great question, WV Mama. That would be a question I don't know. I know not too long because you can start absorbing some water, so you want to be careful. Yeah, Ed, I heard I saw you could buy spouts, but I think don't they have to match up to the can? So I never tried it. All right, so generators are going on sale. A couple things yesterday. I live in Florida my whole life. We've lived here almost 16 years now. We have gators every single day. So, but this one was on the edge. It was a little close. We don't let the dogs run around. Don't worry. But a lot of folks didn't know that I live in Florida, and they didn't know that I live on a pond, and that I've dealt with alligators my whole life. I'm more worried about a cottonmouth and a wasp than a gator. But that was just our post. I was more kind of excited about my new tiki lights that I just got from Amazon. They're solar power, and they were still lit this morning, so they were really cool. They flicker like a flame. I always buy the little ground ones that are black, but these are really cool. They look like tiki flames. So anyway, we're not worried about the gator. So a couple things. Heat yesterday. So heat index records got broken in Tampa. Okay, it has to maintain, I think, a minute at a certain number. It was 120 the day before, but it didn't stay long enough, I guess. So we had a new heat index yesterday, 119. And this little bubble here, these little moisture bubbles, it had to be the same way in Panama, up here, Destin, all this area up here, Fort Walton. all these little bubbles are like moisture that came up, right along the coastline. So these are pockets of moisture right before the rains came yesterday. And this is where you had your most intense heat indexes. Sarasota, Braden, and Manatee counties, Bay County up here. So that was, and look at even lower Georgia, man. We had some hot pockets there, over 100. So that was, record yesterday. We had an extreme heat warning yesterday. So there you go. This is a cool little graphic showing you the Tampa Airport last 10 heat index records from 1937 to 2025. So the number one heat index was yesterday, July 29th at 118.99. That rounded up to 119. Our record before that was in 2000. So that was the previous record, 2000. Then we also had a record. The third hottest heat index was the 28th. Both those days. They counted both those days. That's weird. But we also had the 28th and the 29th also. So it was a hot 28, 29. Okay. The fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth hottest heat index in Tampa was 86. The sixth hottest heat index was 1944. My dad was 6 years old then. 89, 25, 25, 20. So there you go. That's if you're keeping track of that stuff. So we had this tsunami warning last night. I posted that. I had a million people ask me, but listen, I've tried to cover tsunamis in the past, and I don't know enough about them. So there's plenty of people live breaking news on the tsunami. So that's that. There's so much more in the messaging and what the waves mean and what this means, and sometimes it sounds bad, and sometimes it doesn't sound bad enough, and I don't know. So that's kind of why I just watched it like everybody else. But I think overall it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So that's always good news. But I always think back to that one in Japan. Was it Japan, right? In Indonesia, I think it was. Some of those images that came out, scary. You see those, so you just never know. You hear tsunami warning, and you're like, oh my God. So a lot of people had to go to higher ground last night, and it's all pretty much passed. There's your heat for today. We got fog up north. The whole state of Wisconsin and Minnesota still in fog. It might be the drinking that goes on up there. Felice says, yeah, it was pretty big news for Tampa to hit 100. They did get Erica Lynn. They did get away, but I don't know enough. I don't want to say it wasn't bad. I don't think it was bad, like some worried. But haven't seen any damage reports. How about that? Tropics aren't looking anything to worry about, Corey. So there you go. This time of year, you always just watch Tropics. Japan, there you go. 01, that's the bad one. Yeah, I gave Tampa Pete. That's a good idea. Give the local gas to somebody needs it for sure. So there's that. All right. So yeah, look at that. Wisconsin. What's going on in Wisconsin and Michigan? Michigan. A lot of fog up there. But this is heat today. We got extreme heat warnings in that kind of, was that purple? Across Mississippi, pretty much that whole Mississippi region's got to be hot, man. I remember driving through Mississippi a long time ago, Hattiesburg, and man, it was hot. It's hot. Got a lot of moisture. Moisture makes heat indexes, okay? So when you have all this moisture, dew points and humidity and heat, oh my God, it just magnifies things for sure. So that's current heat. We're, dealing with that again. We got this new graphic this morning showing heavy rain 8182. That would be this Friday and Saturday, this weekend basically. So we got a lingering front line. We got more hazardous heat hanging around South Texas down in the southeast here in Florida. Hazardous heat for me until 8/4. So summer continues. Summer continues. for everybody. Sheila from Seminole. I always wondered why Lake Seminole never was connected to the intracoastal. It's like they put the road there separating the Gulf, and we have a lake, Lake Seminole. It's kind of weird. So anyway, let's talk about Tropics. Getting closer to that. We got Ian down in Jamaica. What's up, buddy? Hey, I just heard our Margaritaville is heading to Jamaica. So you might see me, Ian. We just found out they're going to Belize, and now they're going to Jamaica. So on my bucket list. Game log. Summering. Dehydration is real, though. Mark Hall. Emily played softball one time and had to get 911 called because she had heat exhaustion and wasn't drinking enough fluid. And had to go to get 911. It was a pretty scary moment there. I had to go to the hospital there. It was over at Fishhawk over in Brandon area. It was pretty bad. All right, so there you go. That's new. What else is new on the little page here? That's rainfall. There's that rainfall. This is rainfall through Sunday. So the big blob that we were showing that might have happened for the upper Gulf is not happening. Thus, there has not been any more posts about it. But at one time, it looked like the upper Gulf was going to get a lot of rain from this lingering front. Well, now it looks like the lingering front is going to stay juicy more on the Atlantic side. So these are totals through Sunday. These are your excessive flood maps here, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you can kind of pretty much see north of Carolina there, and then it wiggles down to the Carolinas and kind of hangs around Saturday. Sunday, it doesn't look as bad. So pretty much, weekend rains, it looks like, especially across the Carolinas and down into Georgia. It's for the weekend. So there you go. Rainfall totals. This is a blend of models. So, 2, 3, 4 inches maybe for a lot of folks through the weekend. This is not all at once. So there'll probably be, packets of decent weather. But just let you know, rainfall. Isolated rains across Florida. Yes. Your big rain again for the upper Gulf is not looking like it's going to happen. We still get to see pockets of 2, 3 inches maybe. But they were getting close to 7, 8, 9 on one of the maps I shared several days ago. That did not pan out. So there you go. Rainfall through Sunday. Sunday. Here's current satellite look at the tropics. And the big takeaway here is this. All right. So this middle Atlantic right here at one time had a lot of convection yesterday. I'm going to show you a water vapor map that kind of goes out to yesterday. But look what's happening. All these bright colors are going bye-bye. Like, seriously, bye-bye. It's pulling in this dry air that we've been showing a lot of. And these systems need moisture. And when it runs out of moisture, it all falls back down into the Atlantic. And there's no more moisture, so poof. That's kind of what we're looking at here. So nothing's official, nothing's marked. What's he chewing on over there? I hear him on something. Where are you, Longo? What are you chewing on, buddy? I hear you chewing on something. I don't know where you're at. Longo. Hey. God, there he is. Hey, let's say hi to everybody. He came over to me, so I got to give him a reward for saying, oh, what are you doing? You're in the little deck. There's Longo. Say hello. Hello, everybody. I was chewing something, Dad. I'm sorry. You're probably chewing that broom. He likes brooms. He likes his belly rubbed. Don't ya? All right, let's hope you weren't chewing anything bad. I have a feeling you was chewing on the broom. Hey, nope, get out of there. He's going to the desk. This is the desk thing I'm talking about. Now he's going to start growling at me. He gets into gremlin mode. You want to see him in gremlin mode? You don't want to see him in gremlin mode. Now he's looking. He's going to test me. He's looking over there. Okay, nope. Hey. He's kidding. Hey, don't make me hold you now. I don't want you to start chewing things up. Okay. He's got me trained. Oh, he's so little. Yeah, he stayed little, Melissa. No, now he's chewing on the microphone. No, don't chew on the Brew Crew microphone. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, 8.8 quake, Ian. That was a big one. One of the top 5. Ever. Don't feed him after midnight. Yeah, we feed him a little bit. We don't give him as much as he's recommended. Oh, anyway, he is cute. Hey, Don, this was Frenchie Rescue's awesome. So the pacifier story was real. When we were at the hotel, and he comes running out from under the bed with a pacifier in his mouth, it had to be the most I've ever laughed in a long time. One, I was worried for him because, you know, where the hell did that thing come from? But still, it was just like, how does this little guy find a pacifier and it's in his mouth? Crazy. All right, so let's talk about the Tropics. Right now, obviously, we kind of pointed out there's not much cooking. Here's the official graphic from the Hurricane Center this morning. No activity in the next 7 days. Jansen Shutters always go live every day, 9:19. He's a toddler, Beth. All right, so 7 days. There you go. This puts us in the middle of next week, right? Look at the Pacific, though. Holy cow. Pacific is absolutely cooking over there. We got 2 spots here. We got 3 over here. We got Iona going south of Hawaii. So, yeah, 5 systems in the Pacific. And, you know, we mentioned yesterday, the old rule of thumb, Bobby, you probably agree, that usually when it's hot, or Pacific's hot, Atlantic's not, this energy over here is going to be eventually over in the Atlantic. So there are signs of that a little bit, middle part of August. But, hey, Shelly, you're talking again. So there you go. All right. What else we got? This got posted yesterday. This is a, hey, nope, he's getting in there. You know you're not supposed to be in there. And now he's got his paws up. He started going on it. So I have a desk with a little hole over there with all the wires. And now he's got his little paws up. Let me show you. I'm going to take a picture. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just so you know, I don't make this stuff up. I had actually somebody, on top of everything else that people do online, they accuse me that I make all this stuff up. So here's, here is Longo just now. That is my jorts. I'm trying to bring jorts back. And that's what he does. Now he's back over there again. And I have to kick him. And now he's going to come back over here. All right, come on. At least he comes to me when I call him. Louis never did that. All right. All right, we're just gonna. Actually, I did a TikTok this morning. Oh, he's a good boy. And he was in it with me, and I'll put it up there. So that's true. Once that CAG fires up, Central American Gyre, that and the MJO. Yeah, Michael Klein. It usually happens. The MJO is the big thing, and that starts in that side of the world and it slides over the Atlantic side. That's one of the favorable conditions that helps storms bring moisture. And eventually the winds are going to slow down. That's in theory. The big winds coming across the equator, basically, in Africa there, the big winds bring the dust. And once those big winds and the rains really kick in Africa, then there's not as much moisture, or not as much dust, which allows more moisture to come across. So right, you're teething, but you don't hurt. So you figured it out. You figured out how not to hurt me. He's going to be 12 weeks this week. You know what's cool? He's got this little white spot under his chin. Look, he's going to look just like his dad, I'm telling you. They gave him a little white spot. Let me show you. Quit wiggling around. He only wants my fingers. He likes my salty fingers. Ow! Look, don't you do that. Give me a kiss. I test him. But he's got a little white spot under his chin. See if you see it. See it? He's going to have a little beard. All right, so this model got posted yesterday. As we found out, gremlin mode's almost here. Watch, here we go. He gets in this gremlin mode, but then he stops because you know I don't like that. No gremlin mode. We don't do gremlin mode. He did it one time, and I put him in his little bed, and he didn't like it. You okay? Boy, he starts growling, man. It is like, you know it's trouble. He's like, oh, God. It's like everybody in the family's afraid. We were all run from this little guy. Anyway. All right. So, hey, Bobby, yeah, you saw my guy last night. I couldn't believe it last night. Some guy had obviously I deleted it because I'm like, well, why even argue with people? But Shelly checks for me all the time. And I have this ability to make sure, I don't even try, but most of the time it's 80+% of posts are weather. And then I try to do 1 or 2 fun things a day. And, my brain thinks that way. And it's been that way for 5 years. And so I Groke on X last night said my last 50 posts have been 87% weather. And the guy's like, every one of your posts is not about weather. I'm like, yeah, that's not my fault. And yeah, we had the last 80% test, Shelly, was when we were on my cruise, right? So there was a little more family, but there was still weather. And then the other lady said, well, it's like your drinking posts. And then thank goodness, AI said less than 5% of my posts talk about that. So I'm 87% weather, less than 5% drinking, and that would mean the rest would be family and dogs. At least 10%. But, yeah, it irked me. It always does. Once a year, and I'm like, you know what? I just don't understand. Brandon, what kind of metal cans did you order? What are you guys ordering over there? What are you all talking about? Oh, gas cans. No crabs last night, Shelly. We ended up going to Chili's. Well, Jamie, I like to do what everybody else likes. I'm not trying to, but it's fun. I'm smarter than an 11-week puppy. All right, so anyway, let's go right into it. I'm sorry, I've been rambling a lot more than usual today. Learned Jamaican cuss words. My buddy's Greek, and he taught me 1 or 2. At least Shelly's back. Oh, look at Longo. He's like trying to and this little guy can jump. Let's see. Watch. Look, he's trying to lick the coffee here. Look. Here. Let's see. Are you a Dunkin' guy? Oh, you like Dunkin'? All right, let's try to finish this without you in my hand because it's very distracting. And then he's right back over there. Why don't you go play with your brother? He's looking up at me. All right, so what do these models mean? Nothing at all, okay? Especially when they're hatch. Hatch is less than 20%. These are just general areas that could produce tropics, okay? The wave that we're watching now, there were models yesterday that were hinting that once it got west of 60 degrees and north of the Caribbean, around the Bahamas, there was a couple models showing this thing trying to, come back. Overnight models backed off quite a bit. So, that was a big flip-flop, windshield wiper. That's what we see. We always wait, every day before we go all in on one particular idea. We look at trends, and the current trend now is that this wave in the middle Atlantic is not going to make it with all that dry air. But, again, once it gets in this red hatched area, it's the tropics. You just can't ever say never. The front line that we've been talking about bringing a lot of rain to the upper southeast coast there, Carolinas, Georgia, that sometimes spawns a little tropical system. So they highlighted this area. Those are just big ifs, okay? We got an old frontal line that could, spin up a little low off the Gulf Stream there, and those usually go off northeast harmlessly. Then we got this wave coming up that could cross over and maybe be something. So that makes sense. And then there is a lot of strong signaling that, and Bobby knows this as much, and I know this too, is that we get 1 or 2 of these initial waves that clear the air for ones behind it. And you can kind of see that on the current water vapor map. This first blob of moisture kind of opens the door for more moisture to come behind it. So we end up with less dusty, dry air. And there you go. So that's that. So there you go. Here's the latest ensembles. I post these every morning, and these are 9 days out. I didn't want to go 10 days because it started getting confusing. But this tells you the idea that maybe that wave we're watching that's in the middle Atlantic now, in about 9 days, 1 or 2 out of 51. What percentages is that? And then same with the Euro AI. Euro AI has been every which way. It's been doing that. It's been doing that. It's been doing nothing. So that's it. There's no solid support to worry about anything. Okay, that's the bottom line. There's always going to be something to talk about in the tropics. Now this is the long range one I've wanted. It took forever to load this morning. This is 240 frames. Now look, just watch over here. Look at all this green. Hey! Don't do that. Don't get under there. So watch all. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. This is moisture for the last day, but the greens is a lot of water vapor in the sky, more moisture. And when it went to bed last night, it still looked healthy. And you can see little bursts. This first little spinner here. Watch this first one right here. I'm going to highlight it. Can't really highlight. Oh, this right here. So just focus on this one, which is not easy to do when the video changes and I'm trying to click. But here you go. Green is a lot of moisture yesterday. Then look what happens. It just poof. Lindsay, yeah, I heard about that earthquake. Pretty much was felt almost around the world with the seismographs. So yeah, this is fascinating. This shows you the dust, the dry air, what it does. It's incredible. You can't make it through all that without moisture disappearing. Now, you know, it came off of Africa with a lot of moisture, and it rains and it storms. But eventually, if there's no moisture in the atmosphere to pull from, it runs out of its source. And if we're not really in a strong MJO phase with uprising, lifting air, it really can't create its own moisture. So it just doesn't have a good. So we're going to see. That's what we got. All right. And nothing else. We had that little blob here north. Oh, look whose paws are back on me now. Daddy. Oh, I hate to say no, man. This little blob of moisture that we saw north of Puerto Rico yesterday just kind of got merged up with the front line. Okay, you win again. Golly, dog, I swear. Yeah, red is dry air, Eric. Very dry air. Do you think it'll be okay to go to the Keys? What? Yeah, red is dry air. Heck yeah. Jay Saccone, what's up, buddy? Yeah, you never cancel any plans ever unless there's some organized system. This time of year, we're going to have rains here and there. We had little rains this morning. You're the cutest thing ever. You know that? I told everybody we were going to have a calm dog. Everybody's like, you're not going to get another calm dog. Look, tell me this guy is not calm. He's like, what are you doing, Dad? Nick from Michigan. What's up, Nick? You got some fog up in Michigan today. Marianne, yep. Jamie, you're right. Marty, I've not heard any impacts in Hawaii. I just not really into that as far as news goes. I'm not really up to date on that. Hopefully it's not bad. Most I saw wasn't too bad, so I don't want to say it wasn't bad because it might have been bad, but nothing like we've seen in the past. Yeah, he's calm right now, James. He's like a statue. I swear I think he's Hunter deep down inside. He's so awesome. You're such a good boy. Hey, you get Daddy a kiss? Hey, give me a kiss. Oh my God. Go play with Longo or Louie. Oh, Amanda, I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Good morning, Oldsmar. John B. How's it going? Oldsmar. Got a lot of wet windows in Oldsmar today. Oh my goodness, man! Every window, I can't even see out the windows. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, so I posted this morning. So one of my hurricane presentations, I got a snapshot from Irma back when it was coming across. Now Irma was already like a hurricane in the far Atlantic. It was a long track Cape Verde system. It was north a little bit. There's the islands. It was, but look at the yellow compared. The bottom is current. This is dry air, dusty air. This is our blob that we keep talking about down here somewhere. It's lower. Look where Irma was. Here's the islands, right? Look, this is basically Irma was somewhere here. And there was like no dry air back then. So that's a good example of if a system needs to organize, it needs moisture. And this indicates a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, especially to the north and to the west. And this all gets wrapped around into our system. They almost can create a little bubble there, but all this moisture gets fed in to a developing system and helps fuel it. So that's what we got now. That's why. All right. So there's that. All right. So, hey, this cold front we talked about, I do want to point this out. These are anomalies. I haven't really checked today, but it is going to be cooler. This is next Monday. So Sunday, Monday, wherever this front line is, it's going to be cool. And a lot of it's because it's going to be raining too, but it is going to be cool. There is a cool little push of air. So, check out your apps. North of a little bit of Florida, actually, but everybody to the north here is going to experience some pretty cool weather. And as a matter of fact, let's show you that. Let's go to Tropical Tidbits. I want to talk about that. But there's really nothing in the models. Let's look at the Euro AI before we go. Let's take a look at temperatures, though. Hey, get out of there. All right, temperature anomalies. So temperature anomalies, red is above normal. Okay, look at that purple. That's like 10 degrees below normal. And look, this is Saturday. This is Sunday. Well, it's Saturday still, actually. That's Sunday. This is like 6, 7, 8 degrees below normal. This is, there's Monday. So yeah, a little cool down, and it's going to linger through the week. So what you're looking at, blues, basically white's normal 30-year average. Blues and purples are below average. Now temperature-wise, let's go to like Saturday. It's still going to be hot, but with a big but. That's Friday. Friday night. Let's go to Saturday. Here's Saturday. So Saturday, 80s, 70s. These are high temperatures. Saturday night might be in the 70s. Cool down, sun goes down, 70s. Got some 60s popping here and there. This is, just something to look forward to. Low 70s, 60s. Sunday morning. Wake up temperatures Sunday, 60s, 70s, even North Florida. What? Gotta like that. The dew points are even cooler. Dew points. I don't know if it's on this map or not. Let's see here. Go to U.S. map. Precipitation. What am I looking at the wrong thing? Dummy me. Dew points, though. Let's look at humidity. Here's dew points. Let's go back to southeast. This is the GFS. They're all going to be about the close the same, but here's this weekend. There you go. Dew points Sunday morning in the 50s. 50s down almost to the Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Georgia, Florida line there. 50s in the dew points on Monday morning. So that just means a little cooler, crisper air, and it will reach some of the panhandle. Humidity in the air is going to be, you know, once that front passes, it's going to be pretty dry. This is dry air. So there you go. All right, so let's talk about the couple models here. Let's take a look at HRR today real quick because I have this loaded, and then we'll look at some ensembles. What we got today cooking. So little random showers popping here and there. Middle State, Upper Gulf, just scattered. So there you go. Very scattered. Nothing organized today. That frontal line starting to peek in the picture here tonight for Friday and Saturday. Just up in the rain chances. All right, so we covered that enough. Let's look at the ensembles real quick. As we got to 10 o'clock with a lot of rambling today. All right, here's your European 10-day. Not that one. Let's look at the other one here. 15-day Euro. All right, so 10 days out, very little anything. So it's not showing that wave doing much at all. But then we got this other wave that's been sneaking in the picture. And it's showing maybe 15 days out. So we know past 10 days is hard. We're going to be seeing waves out here. Not a lot of support. So not seeing anything to really get too worked up on about. Here's your European AI, which I have not been too impressed with this year. Here's your 10-day. 12-day, you know, just starting to show a little bit of random activity from that leftover wave. And then 15-day, a lot. So it's very confusing, I know. But the main thing is they're not really showing that wave as we saw yesterday. Now let's look at the individual model runs real quick here. Tropical tidbits. I want to look at a couple things. Basically, we'll look at, just get right down to it. Nothing. Little bubble, but nothing. Euro 00Z. Nothing. Here's that second. This is that other system that peeking in the picture. This is August the 9th. This is kind of what's been showing up. So sometimes these initial systems clear the way for the other systems. You know, we were talking about rain for the islands. Here is August 1st and 2nd. You can just see this blob of rain, little baby bump here. This is August the 2nd. That's your wave coming across and just not really doing anything. August the 6th, you can kind of see hints of something right here, maybe. And the question is, does it merge with this front and go to the northeast? Does it get blocked and go off into the Gulf? So just not a lot of support. Euro AI is showing that blob August 6th and crosses Florida August 8th with the other one in August 9th here. So, you know, still kind of showing lingering rains, but again, it's just every which way. Just not seeing any consistency with anything right now to get worked up about at all. Here's that frontal line maybe spinning August 3rd. Those are very common this time of year, but they don't mean anything. They just go off to sea. So, but yeah, I mean, we're, you know, because it's not, just not seeing anything consistent enough. I mean, the second one could be, but that's so far away. Hell, man, these models will be going into September soon enough. So, yeah, we just sit back, watch, and wait. The Euro, or the UK yesterday was showing a little bit of signs of South Florida spinach. And it's still showing it. There's a little bit of system there. Not very organized, but still, this is Tuesday the 5th, next week. So it's not 100% not being talked about by the models, but they're, you know, it's a basic idea. And that's the UK. Not a bad model, but an outlier. So there's the UK. And again, it's not very organized at that point. You got to look at the pressures. Just starting to show a little bit of closed low right here. So, but you know, we talk about the Western Atlantic all the time, and you know, that's a very hot part of the area right now. So let's look at the KMA. Last year it was usually did whatever the UK was doing. There's a little dot right here. kind of keeps it in the Gulf more. High pressure builds back in. So not really showing much on that either. Let's see. There's a very weak little bump here on the 5th. And it brings it into the Gulf. So, I mean, that idea is still there. 2 models. The Icon 120 out doesn't really go out that far. 00Z does 180. The Icon was showing it yesterday. Now it's kind of not. Little blob of bubble there. You know, it's crossing Hispaniola. Nothing really there. Let's see what else we got to look at. Let's look at the Canadian. I mean, I'm all messed up here. I guess we can look at the Canadian and then we'll call it a day. Central America. Let's see. Canadian. Well, that's not the image I wanted, but it gives you an idea. Let's go to oh, they don't have this. They don't really have southeast on the Canadian. They have tropical though. We can go look at tropical down here. Oh, they have Southwest Atlantic. We could do that. Okay, here's the Canadian. The 6. Really not doing anything. So there you go. Not a lot. A little less support than yesterday, but the UK is really the only one hanging on. But it's all stemming from that mess in the middle Atlantic. And if it continues to dry up, no lightning out there either. Yesterday we had a lot of lightning. There's no lightning. See all these old frontal lines have lightning? There's nothing. So anyway, so let's see what else is going on before we say goodbye. 23rd, we're going to be there, Melissa. We'll be at Daytona. Longo's first NASCAR race. I have a feeling he's going to be okay. So that's it for me. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday. Yep, solo, I know. Yep, that dry air is just hanging on, man. Oh, hey, Jim. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, so anybody got any trips? You're fine. There's nothing at all organized to stress about. Cruises always find their way around. So, no stress. Solar power generator, Crystal, that's interesting. That would be a good topic for Greg one day. I don't know enough about it. I have an electric generator from Zero E but I don't have a solar hookup to it. I guess it would be kind of fun to play around with it. Just haven't really thought about it. So anyway, that's it for me. Any questions I missed? Anything specific? 8-day cruise in September, Stephanie. Going to the new Universal, Bob? Man, I'm just not into theme parks, man. I feel like, has anybody, all right, so a couple things. Anybody about my age, 51, 52, I've been there, done that. I think I've gotten to the point where I've been there, done that on some things, and I'm like, I just don't want to do it anymore. And I don't know if that's me being old and grumpy, but, you know, I don't mow my yard anymore. I can mow the yard. I just don't want to do it anymore. I used to wash my car. Now we go to the car wash place. Just been there, done that. I feel that's a lazy response, but I'm the least laziest person on the planet. I can tell you that. I just don't like doing what I used to do. I have an awesome kid that lives in our neighborhood. His name's Nick, and he does everything. And I throw a few bucks his way, and it supports him and his family. And let him be the ambitious youngster that wants to do things, because I've been there, done that. I don't like crowds. We go back to the same restaurants because we like, the ones that work there, and I don't have to stress about places that we don't know about. I just feel comfortable. Right, Longo? Anyway, I've been to Disney a bazillion times. Just haven't been in a while. I kind of miss SeaWorld. I love Lazy River for me too. Oh, I love that. I love Lazy Rivers. Maybe Lazy Rivers during school because the kids can't be there. SeaWorld was awesome when they flipped to Jimmy Buffett. It was all Jimmy Buffett Caribbean in the morning, then it would shift to like kind of had this USA theme. They had the fireworks, and haven't been in a long time, but anyway, all right. Well, we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day, James. James, Emily signed with a brand new school over that way in Winter Park, and the softball program is going to be really good. It's a coach and a lot of experience bringing over his whole team, starting from the ground up, and she's going to be one of their starting pitchers. So I'll tell you about that. You can go watch over that way. All right, buddy. What do you think? You gonna be okay? Can I let you down? All right. Anyway. All right. So that's it for weather. I don't really think much to talk about in the next few hours. There's really nothing coming other than a little bit of rain in the eastern seaboard. Yeah, I mean, just watching this wave in real time, watching what that dusty, dry air does. And it absolutely fizzled overnight, and that's what happens with these things. That's why over the years the NHC will not usually mark anything until it gives them a couple days over the Atlantic to see if they're actually going to stick or not. So, yeah, I would like some grandkids, Randy. But we have dogs until then. So. All right. We will be live tomorrow, 9:19 Eastern. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you. I'll be on Fox later today. Somebody else just asked. 12:45 is the plan on Fox Weather National. Should get that confirmation here soon.